As we know, Scheana Shay and the entire cast of Vanderpump Rules got fired and replaced by a younger, hungrier cast of reality TV wannabes. But she's still got money to make, so this. Hello, my fam. It is Perez, the queen of all media, the original influencer, and Love Island what? It's Scandival 2, 3, 4.0? I don't know. The latest scandal from Vanderpump Rules alum Scheana Shay, who will be on the upcoming season of The Valley. Scheana is coming out with a memoir, and in an excerpt, we find out that her baby daddy cheated on her while she was pregnant with their baby. And the only reason she found out about it was because of Scandival. And no, he did not hook up with Rachel Leviss, as was rumored. It was a different woman, and more than once. But it was that scandal and his fear that he would be outed that prompted him to fess up. The affair happened actually 2 years before Scandival, so he held on to that secret for quite some time. And so did she, because he finally came clean in between seasons 10 and 11. Meaning, for the last season of Vanderpump Rules, they could have made this a storyline, but they didn't. Not a very good move for a reality TV star, right? Or is it a smart move? Because she kept this in her pocket and is now exploiting herself in perhaps a way that she can monetize better, a memoir. In My Good Side, the name of her book, Scheana, or her ghostwriter, says that around the time of Scandival, there was so much fake news being published about the cast, he was afraid that something that actually was true might surface, and it was best that she heard everything directly from him. So he wouldn't have come clean if it weren't for all of the speculation as a result of Scandival. What a stand-up guy. Scheana says she never had a clue that Brock was unfaithful until then. And the confession and mea culpa of Brock Davies rocked her world. Quote, "My whole body froze, and I remained in a state of paralyzed shock as he confessed that he cheated on me 2 years prior when we were living in San Diego during the pandemic, while I was pregnant with Summer. I had spent so much time fighting off my anxiety and convincing myself that just because Tom cheated on Ariana didn't mean Brock would ever cheat on me. Now I was finding out just how wrong I was." You should have trusted your gut, girl. Scheana went on, "As I sat there feeling completely sick to my stomach, he admitted that at the time he was scared about being a father again, specifically about whether he even deserved to be. And he chose to deal with it by sleeping with some..." That's the best excuse he could come up with? "I was scared about being a dad again. I didn't know if I deserved that." I mean, at least he thought on his feet. Something's better than nothing, I guess. John Mayer and Eddie Cibrian's ex writes, "I used the word chose. He chose to deal with it by sleeping with someone else because it was very much a conscious decision. No one twisted his arm or dragged him into bed." I don't know if I'm feeling nervous about being a dad again or undeserving. Maybe therapy. Therapy might be a good one, but instead he decided to do mattress therapy. I'm sorry. Scheana had no clue how to react. She writes, "Just when I thought my world had been rocked beyond anything I could have imagined, it was officially shattered into pieces, pieces I wasn't sure I could put back together. I didn't want to believe what he was telling me, and oddly, I didn't know how to react either. I was so angry, so sad, and so hurt. Those were givens. There was this deep fury bubbling inside me, and I couldn't release it. If I screamed, I could wake up my daughter, our daughter, his baby, whom I'd been carrying while he was in bed with another woman. I stood up and started pacing back and forth, fuming and feeling like I might throw up." But her anger eventually did take over. Scheana shared that soon she was unable to contain my rage and slapped him and threw a Rubik's Cube in his direction, which he dodged. She added, "To this day, every time I see a Rubik's Cube, it triggers me, pulling me right back to this incredibly dark moment in my life. This same goes for any mention of an F-45 gym." "Why the gym, girl?" she tells us. "It's the location where his affair with the mistress began." According to Scheana, Brock told her he knew the woman before they met and reconnected outside of the F-45 training in East Hillcrest, San Diego, where he worked one day during her pregnancy. Scheana gave birth to Summer in April 2021, so this was around the second half of 2020 and 2021. Then they began their brief affair. And we all know she's crafty. She has the location of all her friends and family's phones. So why didn't she catch him with the other woman? He was sneaky, we have learned. Brock Davies used a work phone, one she knew about but didn't monitor, to talk to the woman. Then, after confessing everything, he gave her a letter. That same night, Brock gave me a letter that he'd written a year after the affair ended. He wrote the letter, which included more specifics than I ever wanted. Such as how many times they'd slept together, where they'd done it, and where they hadn't, our house. Thank God he didn't pull a Tom. He also pointed out that it was purely physical, never emotional, and he always used protection. Gee, thanks. He definitely wasn't sober when he put pen to paper, so the spelling errors were rampant. I can't explain why, but that really irritated me. Maybe because it felt like another sign of his carelessness. The letter made me remember the weeks leading up to my second trimester when, like many pregnant women, I was sexually stimulated. I'll never forget how, during that time, Brock was afraid to have sex with me, or he simply didn't want to. That did a number on my anxiety, and it killed my confidence in a way I can't even describe. His behavior now made so much more sense. Once I'd read it, that was more than enough. I told him to immediately toss it into the fire. I never wanted to set eyes on those words again. Well, she forgave him because they're still together, and this was just an excerpt. We will find out much more, I am sure, about his affair and everything Scandival and Bravo when Scheana's memoir comes out. Not only did she stay with him, but they got married after his affair. Thoughts on this revelation? Thoughts on everything? Hell, let's even discuss Love Island in the comment section. I actually talk about Love Island on my latest podcast, out now on our Patreon. Check that out. And let's discuss everything in the comment section.